Hello everyone. So today we have to start with our new story, which is written by Anton Chekhov, and the name of the story is Misery or Grief. The subtitle is To Whom Shall I Tell My Grief? See, in front of us we have the text, and I have underlined, I have highlighted some important words in this paragraph. See, first of all, let me tell you Iona Potapov. Iona Potapov is the protagonist who is a sledge driver or a carriage driver. Okay, and then it is evening time. Twilight is means the sun is setting and there are bright dark lights in the sky. Snow. Everything in the street has been covered with snow. Flakes of snow, and it has covered horsebacks, shoulders, caps, and even Iona Potapov as well. Okay, so Iona Potapov, after he has been covered with snow as he is sitting in the street for a long time, he looks like a ghost. Okay, and he is sitting on a box. Box is there is a box in the sledge where he is sitting, okay, and he is not moving. He is sitting there without stirring. He has been bent as double as the living body can be. The way he is sitting tells us that he is an aged person. He is not a young man, he is an aged man, okay. And then if a regular snowdrift fell on him, it seems as though even then he would not think it necessary to shake it off. It means he has been sitting he has been sitting there motionlessly. Okay, he is not moving. He is just sitting without stirring, and even if a lot of snow fell on him, even then he will not move to shake it off. Now let us talk about his mare. He has a little mare which has been tied to his sledge. Okay, that mare is motionless and white because of snow. Okay, then there is some description of how his mare looks like. His mare is very deep, stick like straightness of her legs shows that Iona Potapov, the protagonist, is not financially very good. He is poor, okay, and he is not able to feed his mare in a very good manner, okay, and the mare is lost in thought as well. The protagonist as well as his mare are lost in thoughts. Okay, see, to this in this contrast, there these lines have been said, like anyone who has been torn away from the flow, from the familiar grey landscapes, cast into the slow, full of monstrous lights, of uneasing uproar and hurrying people, is bound to think. It means that where the protagonist is sitting, that place is very lively. Okay, means there are uproars, there are hustle and bustle of people, and each and every person who was there must be able to think something. But the protagonist and his mare were lost in their thoughts. This these lines that the protagonist is not able to think anything, and as well as his mare, it shows that something bad has happened in the life of the protagonist, means Iona Potapov. Okay, so it is a long time since Iona and his nag have budged. Nag means ill mare, okay, and have budged. Budged means to move. It means, as I have already told you, Iona and his mare haven't moved since a long time. They came out of the yard before dinner time And not a single fare yet. Not a single fare yet. It means that the sledge driver, as the common sledge drivers do, they wait for a fare. Does this protagonist Iona Potapov is sitting there without moving, and he is also waiting for a fare only. Okay, but not a single fare has come to him. It means he hasn't earned any money till now. But now the shades of evening are falling on the town. The pale light of the street lamps changes to a vivid color, and the bustle of the street grows noisier. This shows evening scene of a street, of a market, as can be said. That the street lamps, the light of the street lamps has become brighter. Okay, and there is a lot of colors due to those lights. When people are going here and there, the streets have become noisier. Now a fare has come to him. Let us read where the sledge or where this fare wants to go. Sledge to Vyborskaya. Iona hears sledge. Now a person comes to Iona and tells him, take me to Vyborskaya. Vyborskaya is the name of a place. Okay. Iona starts, and through his own plastered eyelashes, sees an officer in a military overcoat with a hood over his head. Now, Iona, see, this description is important. See, this man, Iona Potapov, is sitting there for the whole day. He was sitting there, and as we know that it's the winter season because there is a snowfall. Now even his eyelashes have been covered with snow. Okay. Now who has come? There is some description of the fare. The fare is wearing a military overcoat and a hat over his head. Okay. To Vyborskaya, again, these lines show, and let me tell you what these lines show, that the fare tells him, he repeats that, take me to Vyborskaya. Are you asleep? He is so rude. The fare is rude. Even in the very first meeting, he is rude. Okay. And Iona gives him accent. He says assent. He gives him, he moves something like he tugs the reins of the mare and rains his neck like a swan, rises from his seat. Okay, it means he is ready to go to take the fare to his destination. Okay, then now here is a line. Rises from his seat and more from habit than necessary, brandishes his whip. See, what is described in these lines is that Iona Potapov takes the whip and brandishes it, means he tries to give a kick to the mare, okay, with the whip. And he is habitual of it. There was no need. The mare was ready to go, but he was habitual of giving a whip to the mare and he gave it. This means that Iona Potapov was a sledge driver throughout his life. Okay, he was not new to this profession. The mare cranes her neck too, crocks her stick-like legs and hesitatingly goes off. The mare now stands up and the mare is ready to go, and it goes hesitatingly. Hesitatingly here means sled khadana. Okay. Okay. Where are you shoving, you devil? Iona immediately hears shouts from the dark mass shifting to and fro before him. Where the devil are you going? Keep on the right. See, Iona Potapov is not in his senses. Why he is not in his senses, that we will know after 2 or 3 lines. But he is not in his senses. There is something bad which has happened to him, and he is not even in his, he is not in a good mental condition. Okay, so that is why when he is moving his, when he is driving his carriage, he is not doing it properly. Okay, he just made it, he just when he was trying to move, the carriage was just going to collapse it with a person. Okay, and then this the fare says to him, where the devil are you going? So see, he says, what are you doing? And keep to the right. Then he tries to say that to drive the carriage in a right position. Okay, you don't know how to drive, keep to the right, says the officer angrily. See, angrily, the officer is very angry on the sledge driver because he is not able to drive it properly, and he was even 2 or 3 lines above, he was just ready to collapse it with a person. A coachman driving a carriage swears at him. A pedestrian crossing the road and brushing the horse nose with his shoulders looks at him angrily and shakes the snow off his sleeve. Now, the coachman, there was another coachman, okay, and the coachman was swearing at him. Swearing means abusing, okay. This coachman into which he was going to collapse was swearing at him, was abusing him. Okay, and there was a pedestrian as well into which he was going to crash the sledge. The pedestrian was angry as well. Okay, and in that accident, a little accident, what happened? The horse nose brushed with the pedestrian sleeve, and the snow which was on the mare got onto the sleeve of that pedestrian. All right. Then Iona fidgets on the box as though he were sitting on thorns, jerks his elbows and turns his eyes about like one possessed, as though he didn't know where he was and why he was there. These lines are important. Now Iona was, as I told you, he was sitting on a box in his sledge. Okay, and after this accident, he was like having waken up from a sleep. Okay, he just woke up, and then he jerks his elbows, turns his eyes as if he didn't knew where he didn't know where he was. So it seems that he was possessed. He was possessed by a spirit. But after this, we will get to know that he wasn't possessed by a spirit, but it was something else which has disturbed his mental condition. Okay. What rascals are they? Says the officer jocosely. They are simply doing their best to turn up against you or fall under the horse feet. They must be doing it on purpose. Now see, the officer which was sitting in the sledge was firstly scolding the protagonist. Now he is speaking against those people to which the sledge driver was going to collide. He calls them rascals, and then he is saying that these people, these rascals, are trying to get under your sledge, and they are doing it on a purpose. They are doing it uh, for making for some, because of some purpose. Okay, so we have done our story till here, and after and other we will discuss in the next session. So thank you for listening.